Hello everybody, this is Mr. Covert, your biology teacher. I just wanted to make a short video and explain the directions for your assignment this week. So essentially, the directions are going to be on Google Classroom, and you are completing three parts in this assignment. Part one is an open response. So you're going to be answering an open response prompt question, and you are going to be putting your answer in a Google document. Part two, you're going to be using your work from last week, so your last academic week, to create a poster. If you did not do the work from last academic week, then please go ahead and do that, because you will not be able to move on to this phase of the project until you have completed that work. If you have already completed that work and gotten feedback from me, then go ahead and please move on to this week's work and start to make your poster. And part three is before you are done with this week in your academic week, please, 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 please check in with me. And a check-in can be as simple as responding to one of the emails that I send you. It could be attending virtual class. It could be simply just turning in your work. But I want to know that you're okay and you understand the assignment. So that's super important. So that's a general overview of what you're doing this week. Getting a little bit more specific, these right here, so this is an exemplar for the poster that I've created, and you can take a look at that. That will show you kind of what I'm expecting for your poster. And again, I don't want you to be overwhelmed by what's on this poster. I did all the extra credit, I did all the extra work, so make sure you're taking a look at another document that shows you what you need to include, and I'll talk about that in a moment. Something to help you with the open response, there's a graphic organizer here. And the graphic organizer will help you break it down and answer it step by step. So you can actually take this graphic organizer and cut it and paste it right into your Google Doc that you're going to do all your work. And I'll show you where that is in a moment. The next document here that's a support document, so something meant to help you, is a template for your poster. So I've already created a template for your poster that you can just plug in your information from your work from last week into this, and then you're good. So I'll show you what that looks like in a moment. And then this is the rubric and directions for the project. So this will give you more specific information about what you need to include on your poster, and all of that jazz. There's also a checklist on here that'll help you kind of keep track of what have I done and what have I not done yet. And you can check that off as you have those completed. So these documents that I'm kind of hovering over are support documents. So you don't have to use them, but they're here because they're going to be super helpful. So I would suggest using them, but you don't actually have to do any work on them. This document is the only document, so the week of April 20th through 24th assignments, that is the only document that you have to do any work on, and the only document that you need to submit on Google Classroom by the end of the week, so that's Friday. You can click on this document, and I'll give you a quick overview of what this document looks like. So I've broken it down by kind of day of the week. So Monday is your open response, and you're going to read the prompt and then answer part A and B. And here is where my answer to my open response. I can just type right on here. See, I can type. And then I'm going to move on. Part two is actually going to be your celebrity baby project poster. And so this is going to give you directions, and again, it's telling you on this document that you need to look at last week's assignment, the work that you completed, in order to do this. So each part of this project this week is labeled A, B, and C. C is optional and counts as extra credit. So that means you don't have to do it if you don't want to. This week, you're taking the work you did last academic week and using it to make a poster. So all the Punnett Squares, monohybrid and dihybrid crosses, and the genotype and phenotype probabilities will be on your poster. Just to give you an overview, so Monday, you were completing your open response. Tuesday, you're going to find pictures of your celebrity, yourself, and your baby. I suggest using Google Images in order to find pictures of your celebrity and your baby. Picture of you, you could also draw a picture of yourself or a celebrity or a baby. That is totally perfectly fine. Um, and between Wednesday and Friday, I had put Thursday here, but you should be working on Wednesday as well. Create your poster. So, and I'll show you in a moment how to actually go and do that. So, you're going to need your work from last week in order to do that. So, here's a sample work. So, I'm just kind of going through and looking. So, remember you completed your table last week, and you should have those completely filled out. And you also have your Punnett squares. So this sample shows you that you need to have Punnett squares and the genotype and phenotype probability. So I'm going to be able to take this Punnett square here, and I'm going to be able to just plug it in. So if I use the template that I showed you, so I'll show you the template. So there's the template. If I click on this, for you guys, it will be view only. So what you're going to have to do is go to File, Make a Copy, Entire Presentation. And then you can just make a copy of it. And it's going to make a copy that you can edit, and I'll show you what that looks like. So now what I'm going to do is I can change the title to whatever I want to change it to. And because my name is Mr. Covert and my celebrity was 7 of 9, I'm going to put Covert, and then because it's a Borg, that's their last name, so put Covert Borg Family. Oops. And you may have to do some reformatting with this. So if I wanted to take my work from last week, I'm just going to, again, this is the work from last week. I'm going to take the Punnett square, so I have big F for the male, that's me, and little f for the female. And so I am going to go ahead and enter those in. So I just plug them into my table. And then I can, if I forget kind of what my crosses look like, I can go back and take a look and see what that looks like. So I'm going to go back to my student sample, and I'm going to, oh, look, 100% of them, oh, I made an error there. So 100% of them should be big F, little f. So I'm going to go back, and I'm just going to enter in big F, little f, big F, little f, big F, little f. And then, so my phenotypes are going to be 100% what? Well, big F gives you freckles. So I am going to put 100% freckles. And there's no other phenotypes available in this cross. So I am done with that. My genotypes are going to be 100% big F, little f. And you'll have to reformat as you go through this. I can change the picture if I want. I can add my dihybrid cross information here. So I can add in what I did for my dihybrid cross, and I can add in what my baby's genotype and phenotype looks like over here, as well as my own and the celebrities. So this is completely editable. If you are in my honors class and you have to do a few more Punnett squares, you can actually just make a copy of this. So you can duplicate slide, and then you'll have extra space if you need to do that. But if you are in my regular biology class, you do not need an extra slide, okay? And then when you're done kind of copying what you did from last week onto this poster and making it your own, you can go ahead and submit it along with your open response. So there's a couple of ways you can do that. So if you did your work on here, you can go to share, and you can go and type in who you would like to share it with, or get shareable link. So that gets copied to my clipboard, and I can just paste it right in the document. So I'll show you where that document is. This document. So the week of April 20th through 24th assignments. So I'm going to go here, and then basically I'm going to paste that link right here. And I can do it that way. Or I can attach it as a separate file, or I can just put a screenshot here of my finished poster. So if I wanted to take a screenshot, I could go ahead and do that, and I'm going to go ahead and do that. Now this is, again, not a complete poster, but I'm just going to show you. So I'm just using keystrokes in order to make a screenshot, and I'll just show you kind of how you could do that. You could do this from your phone as well. So I took a picture, and now I'm going to basically take the screenshot and drag it into my poster. And let me find that for a moment. But I can just take the screenshot and move it right into here. So let me go ahead and do that. And voila, I have cut and paste that screenshot right in my document. So now I'm ready to submit it. Now again, this is not a complete poster, but you get the idea that you can just submit it that way. So you should have, by the end of this week, an open response answer and a completed poster. You can also attach it as a separate file on Google Classroom, but all your work needs to be submitted on Google Classroom. If you have any questions, please reach out. Email me, and I'd be happy to walk you through anything that you need help with. All right, adios for now.